Tanis is a city in the northeastern Nile Delta of Egypt. It is located on the Tanitic branch of the Nile, which has long since silted up. History. Tanis was a city in ancient Egypt and served as a parallel religious center to Thebes in the Third Intermediate Period. No archaeological evidence from it predates the reign of Susanus I, but many scholars think it originated in the late New Kingdom. Tanis's creation was most likely due to the silting up of the Nile branch that ran by Pyrameses, which forced people to seek another area with access to water. Later on, Tanis would become known as Thebes of Lower Egypt. The kings at Tanis saw themselves as the legitimate successors on the throne of Upper and Lower Egypt. They used traditional titles and displayed their royalty in building work, although that was insignificant when compared to activity at the height of the New Kingdom. Tanis was founded in the late 20th dynasty, and became the northern capital of Egypt during the following 21st dynasty. It was the home city of Smendis, founder of the 21st dynasty. During the 22nd dynasty, Tanis remained as Egypt's political capital. It was an important commercial and strategic city until it was threatened with inundation by Lake Manzala in the 6th century AD. When it was finally abandoned, the refugees founded the nearby city of Tanis. The Hebrew story of Moses being found in the marshes of the Nile River as told in Exodus chapter 2 verses 3-5 is commonly located at Tanis. However, the intent of those stories may be as spiritual as much as historical allegories. As no supporting archaeological evidence has been unearthed, the demise of the city may well have been caused by the relocation of Nile tributaries. Ruins. Tanis was the site of numerous archaeological digs beginning in the 19th century, involving Flinders Petrie and Auguste Mariette. In 1866, Carl Richard Lepsius discovered at Tanis the Decree of Canopus, an inscription closely related to the Rosetta Stone, which was likewise written in Egyptian and Greek. This discovery contributed significantly to the decipherment of hieroglyphics. There are ruins of a number of temples, including the chief temple dedicated to Ammon, and a very important royal necropolis of the Third Intermediate Period. Many of the stones used to build the various temples at Tanis came from the old Ramesside town of Cantia, which caused many former generations of Egyptologists to believe that Tanis was, in fact, Pyrameses. However, the burials of three Dynasty 21 and Dynasty 22 pharaohs, Susanus I, Amenemhotep and Shoshenq II, survived the depredations of tomb robbers throughout antiquity. They were discovered intact in 1939 and 1940 by Pierre Montet and proved to contain a large catalogue of gold, jewelry, lapis lazuli and other precious stones, including the funerary masks of these kings. The chief deities of Tanis were Ammon, his consort, Mut, and their child Khonsu, forming the Tanite triad. This triad was, however, identical to that of Thebes, leading many scholars to speak of Tanis as the northern Thebes. In 2009, the Egyptian Culture Ministry reported archaeologists had discovered the site of a sacred lake in a temple to the goddess Mut at the San al-Haga archaeological site in ancient Tanis. The lake, built out of limestone blocks, had been 15 meters long and 12 meters wide. It was discovered 12 meters below ground in good condition. This was the second sacred lake found at Tanis. The first lake at the site had been identified in 1928. In popular culture, in the 1981 film Raiders of the Lost Ark, Tanis was said to be the resting place of the Ark of the Covenant, which was hidden in a secret chamber called the Well of Souls. Tanis was fictitiously depicted as having been destroyed in a sandstorm and buried until 1936, when it was discovered by a German expedition outside Cairo. In fact, Tanis was the site of numerous archaeological digs beginning in the 19th century. In the novel The World's Desire by H. Rider Haggard, Tanis is the principal location of the action. Bibliography. Association Française d'Action Artistique. 1987. Tanis. Lord as Pharaohs. Ministère des Affaires étrangères and Association Française d'Action Artistique. Brissot, Philippe. 1996. Tanis. The Golden Cemetery. In Royal Cities of the Biblical World, edited by Joan Goodnick Westonholtz. Jerusalem. Bible Lands Museum. 110-149. Kitchen, Kenneth Anderson. 1996. The Third Intermediate Period in Egypt. 3rd ed. Warmansky, Aris and Phillips Limited. Loth Markh, 2014. Tanis, Thebes of the North. In Egyptian Antiquities from the Eastern Nile Delta, Museums in the Nile Delta, Volume 2, Sir, ed. by Muhammad I. Bakker, Helmut Brandl, and Faye Carliniacius. Cairo, Berlin, Opion. ISBN 9783453,182. Montet, Jean-Pierre Marie. 1947. La Nécropole Royale de Tanis. Volume 1. Les constructions et la tombe d'Oral Contour Tanis. Foulas de Tanis, Sir, ed. Jean-Pierre Marie Montet. Paris. 1951. La Nécropole Royale de Tanis. Volume 2. Les constructions et la tombe de Cécenis et Tanis. Foulas de Tanis, Sir, ed. Jean-Pierre Marie Montet. Paris. 1960. La Nécropole Royale de Tanis. Volume 3. Les constructions et la tombe de Chétank III Tanis. Foulas de Tanis, Sir, ed. Jean-Pierre Marie Montet. Paris. Stierlin, Henry, and Christiane Ziegler. 1987. Tanis. Traces des Pharaons. Soy. Yoyata, Jean. 1999. The Treasures of Tanis. In the Treasures of the Egyptian Museum, edited by Francesco Tiradricti. Cairo. The American University in Cairo Press. 302-333. Wenja Bowanjed's funerary mask. Wenja Bowanjed's cups from Tanis. Pharaoh Asorkon II's tomb at Tanis. The gold funerary mask of Susenis I.